So I'm a student at Oxford. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm horribly neurotic. I have an overbearing mother. And I do stand-up comedy. So sometimes, to save time, I'll just lie and tell people I'm Jewish. Guys, it's 2019 now, and I feel like it's about time people realise that there's an important difference between confidence and arrogance. For example, I'm not arrogant that my mum's cheating on dad. But they say the best comedians have to go through some kind of trauma at some stage in their lives. For example, Richard Pryor was actually raised in his grandmother's brothel and is regularly beaten by his prostitute mother. I was actually woken up on Saturday morning by the sound of my dad shouting, "Alexa, play Radio 4." My friend Luke recently asked me what was my least favourite feature of my body, and I told him it was my mortality. But the other day, Luke actually found a vibrator under the bed that he and his girlfriend share, and he kind of confided in me that made him feel kind of pointless and inadequate. My advice was, if a plastic dick can make you feel that way, avoid thinking about the crushing futility of human endeavour. I buy a lot of my clothes from charity shops because obviously I still can't afford brand new child slave made clothing. And the question you always get asked is, Tim, you realise somebody probably died in that? And it's like, yeah, what does that prove? Okay, this isn't an immortality shirt. You know, I don't want to bring the mood down in here, but we're literally all going to biodegrade for the clothes we're wearing right now. That's why I've decided that when I die, I'd like to be cremated, because I believe you should die the way that you lived, contributing needlessly to global warming. You seem like a really nice crowd, but that's not always the case. I did a gig in Bristol recently, and I just absolutely died. There's no laughter at all. Incidentally, I don't really understand why comedians refer to that as a death, because to me, death implies some relief from the agony that you feel inside. I understand death is probably quite a heavy topic for a competition, so let's brighten it up with mental health. I'll never forget the time I was on the phone to my uncle, and I told him I was on an SSRI, and he assumed I was talking about a ship. But I've recently realised that I can kind of gauge how well or how badly I'm coping with my anxiety by how much time I spend sitting in public toilets with the lid down. So my mental health goal for 2019 has been to spend more time in cubicles shitting, less time doing breathing exercises and shaking. Okay, let's try something more relatable. For how long after you've been seeing them do you guys start to feel comfortable farting in front of your mental health counsellor? I go with every time she uses the words family and dysfunctional. Whenever somebody uses the phrase, "I need to piss like a racehorse," I assume they mean on all fours. And surrounded by tasteless conservatives. But my granddad hates it when me and my family refer to him as a bigot. But that's only because it's a French word. But I like to think of myself as a progressive. I mean, I voted for Corbyn. I'm a vegetarian. I'm at my happiest and most fulfilled when I'm offended by something. But if I hear the phrase "a straight white man" used as a derogatory term one time again this Fringe, I'm going to suck a dick. And I'm going to try to enjoy it. But you know, it's kind of complicated for me because my grandmother was actually French-Algerian, and my dad still remembers walking through the streets of Cambridge. People would sometimes spit at their feet, and one time people actually put dog shit through the letterbox. And I've been kind of thinking, how does my French-Algerian identity affect me? And I guess the main way is that my balls are about 2 to 3 shades darker than any of you can imagine. So yes, I very much have white privilege, but I'm rocking lychee bollocks. But I think we'll know that globalization is going too far when we get Indian call center suicide hotlines. Because I don't care how liberal you think you are, that's really not the time you want to be testing your patients with accents. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to kill myself. I just can't go on any longer. I want to die? Can I speak to a supervisor, please? Yeah, no, I will hold. I identify as an asexual, compulsive man-child. Can we just agree that some women's asses are getting too good at this point? You know, all these squats and lunges and protein shakes. It's like an unbearable burden, a constant distraction. You know, part of me misses the good old days, where the only way a woman could ruin your life with her ass was through typhoid. Yeah, that's a sanitation joke. But you know, that's just my opinion. And like I've always said, opinions are like arseholes. I love eating them. A girl recently told me that I have a little je ne sais quoi, which I assume means dick. I'm joking, obviously. I actually empathise with women that have to get breast reduction surgery because my dick gives me lower back problems. But only because I've been spending so much time trying to lick the tip. That's all from me, thank you.